channel, my name's Angela and this is Devon Thread Tales. I'm sorry I haven't been around for a little while. Just before Christmas I was just really hectic, had lots of things on the go, and it was really difficult to keep up with work, family, etc, 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 as it is, I know, for everybody around this time of year. But something had to give, unfortunately, and it was the videos that I share with you. I've really missed it, and it's been really lovely because I've had so many lovely messages from people asking if I was okay. I am absolutely fine, although I was meant to do this video a week or two ago and the whole of my house has come down with a horrible cold and sore throat and coughs and things, so I had to just wait a little while because, well, I sounded dreadful. Anyway, I shall crack on. I've got lots of things to show you. I didn't share a video with my November mates because I only made one thing, so I'm going to share that with you today, as well as the things that I made in December. And I hope it's okay. I'm actually going to show you a couple of things that my daughter has made. I know that they're not sewing, and if you want to skip forward, that's absolutely fine, no problem at all. But she is an absolute avid knitter, and I'm so proud of what she's done. She made lots and lots of Christmas presents for people this year, and I just thought it'd be really lovely to show you what she's done. So the first thing she did, and I've shared this on Instagram before, she actually made herself a Christmas present. She made herself a pair of socks, and they've got this lovely sort of zigzag design down them. This wool was from Make at 140, which is in Plymouth, and she just loves it. She's so neat and tidy when she does her knitting, and I thought it'd be really nice to share those and show you. I'll pop some pictures up on screen as I'm going. She got that pattern from Ravelry. She also made me this jumper, which I'm so pleased with, and this is I don't know how you pronounce that. Is it Sirdar? I'm not quite sure. Dapple double knit, and it's got this little sort of pattern that goes all the way around the bottom, and it's just like a little cropped jumper. It's very warm and very snuggly, and just nice for popping on with a pair of jeans. And yeah, again, really proud of her for making this, and I thought it'd be nice to share it with you. She did a few other little bits and pieces, with no pattern, just made this up, but a little scarf, which was really gorgeous and snuggly. And then for her sister, which I think these are absolutely amazing, I'll put these on. She made, in fact, I'll put the whole lot on. I make myself look a bit silly, but she made her a winter woolly hat and glove set. I just think that's absolutely gorgeous. I'm always a bit jealous and I want a set for myself, but my daughter goes to university up the country from where we live, and it's always really gold, so they'll come in very handy. Anyway, that's my daughter's knits. I promise I'll get on with the things that I've been making. So the first thing that I've got to share with you is something that I had made quite a long time ago, and I mean several months ago, but I just never finished it. And my daughter was home from uni, and oh, I've messed all my hair up now, haven't I? And I said to her that I would finish these and that she could have them because they were just a tiny bit too short for me, and she's a little bit shorter than me. So I made her a pair of Stella joggy bottoms, and they are just a pair of joggy bottoms with little pockets in them. I'm going to pop some video and or pictures up as I'm talking about these. These are a really simple make. Tilly's book and any of her patterns, actually, they're just so good, straightforward, step by step, and anything that you're stuck with, you know, there's normally some sort of help or guide online or within the book or pattern. This material, I'll show you, is I think you can buy this all over the place actually, but it's like a loop back jersey, and it was from the Haberdashery shop in Plymouth. So really pleased with those, and I'll show you the next thing. So I've actually made quite a few things for other people in my family as opposed to just myself. I have got a couple of things at the end of the video that I made for me, but it's all a bit of a theme of Christmas sewing, and I know Christmas has been and gone now, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. So I went out for a meal with my husband for a very early Christmas meal with a club that we belong to, and it was in November, and there was a gentleman there with a proper button-down shirt, and it was all Christmas design material, and I really liked it. It was quite a bold Christmas print, and I said to my husband, "Oh, I wanna make you a Christmas shirt." Everybody wears Christmas jumpers, but I hadn't thought about a Christmas shirt. And he was really up for it, and he actually came to the shops with me and chose the material. And surprisingly, he was up for a much more bold and loud Christmas print. But I thought, if I make it, there's a possibility that he won't wear it. So I've actually gone for something quite muted, really, but with a Christmas theme. So I've made him this shirt, long sleeve shirt. Now, I've made this shirt before. It's the McCalls M6044, and I made it for him in the summer in a check design. I'll try and put the link in on this video. It was a check shirt, and I made him the short sleeve version, and it just fitted him really well. And it's got you know, long sleeves with the cuffs. I just put on very plain buttons. I'll try and show you the material up close so you can see it is Christmas themed. So it's got little snowflakes, holly, and then like little gold stars every so often. Now, he's worn this a lot, and again, I'll be putting videos and photos up of this as I'm going, but he's worn this a lot over the Christmas, and he absolutely loves it. The material was from Haberdashery Fabrics and More, again in Plymouth, and I'm really pleased because quite a lot of Christmas material that you can buy is quite stiff and starchy. I think maybe the dye on the fabric or something, or maybe it's the quality of the fabric, I don't know, but it's often more for things like making stockings up and things like that, and it's not often that soft. And this is actually, although it's really thick, it's really thick cotton, it's actually got a lovely feel to it, and it's really soft. I've washed it lots and lots of times now, and it's washed up really well. It hasn't lost its colour or anything like that, so he's really pleased with that. And oh, I'll definitely make him more of these. The only thing that I haven't done is this is such a simple shirt, and if anybody wants to make a shirt and is a bit nervous about making one, I would really recommend this pattern, the McCalls 6044. It doesn't tell you to do flat felled seams, but because I'd made a shirt previously with flat felled seams, I did that. And what I mean by that, I don't know if I can show you, is on the inside, try and show you properly, on the inside of the shirt, you actually join the shirt together, and then you trim down one side of the seam allowance, and then you iron the other part of the seam allowance over so that it encases the smaller part, and you sew it down. And it'll be very difficult to show you on this because it's so black and dark, but it basically means that you have like almost a double row of stitching on the outside, and you don't see any seams. Now, it doesn't matter if you can't do that, or you don't want to do that, or you don't know how to do that. You can just put the shirt together and either overlock the edges or zigzag stitch the edges. That's absolutely fine. But the only thing I haven't done is done the yoke on the back, and the pattern does come with and without a yoke, and I have made a shirt with a yoke before, but just not on this one. So I would like to do that as well at some point, just to, because I think that's quite a nice smart design, but I did it without, just for ease and for quickness this time, and I'm super pleased with it. I have got a lot of this material left over, and I had intended to make myself a little Christmas skirt. Not that I'd have gone out wearing it at the same time as him, because obviously that would look a bit weird, but I just never got around to it, and it's a bit of a shame. But anyway, that's a make for my husband. I'll show you the next make. Oh, just on that pattern, I would just say, be really careful when you're buying it. It comes in 2 different sizes. You can buy the one which is small, medium, large, or extra large, XXL or XXXL, and I don't know if there's another size that you can buy as well. I bought the wrong one the first time, not realising. I just went, oh yeah, that's the pattern I want, and assumed it came with all sizes. So just be really mindful of that when you are buying patterns, and that they are the right size. So the next thing that I made was for my daughter. Now, she saw this pattern when I went to Sew Brum last year. I got for free the Audrey Dress pattern from Simply Sewing, and I have to say, I really want to make this dress for myself. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's totally the sort of style that I like. I love all the pleats and things in it, but my daughter really liked it as well. And she went on and on and on about me making her a Christmas dress with some tartan materials. So this is what I came up with, and I will again put pictures and videos in of her wearing it. So we did a plain black top. Now this fabric was something my mum has sewn for years, and mainly sort of upholstery and things like that, but she did make some clothes, and I'm adamant that this is material left over from a prom dress that she made me, or it wasn't called a prom then, but it was like the end of sixth form kind of do that you have. And I remember her making me a plain black, almost satiny kind of dress, and she had some of this as a remnant in her material stash, and she let me have it because she said she wasn't going to use it, and it's been absolutely perfect for this. So I have no idea where it's from. I don't know how old it is. If it is the dress from the dress that she made me, I think it's really nice that I've made something now for my daughter. So it has a side zip that goes down here, a waistband, and then it has these gorgeous great big pleats in them. Now it normally comes, I stand up, normally comes with a band that comes across the bottom, but my daughter was really sure that she didn't want that. Now again, because she's only 15, when I made it I didn't hem it, and I got her to try it on. I was sure that she would want it much shorter, but when she tried it on she said, no, I really like it, it's almost got an old-fashioned feel to it, and she hasn't got any dresses that were that kind of length, and that's what she kept it as. And I have to say, she looked stunning in it. She wore it at Christmas, she wore it to a couple of family occasions that we went to, and it was really nice. Now based on her measurements, I made this in the size 8, and I didn't have to make any alterations whatsoever to the pattern. It is as it came in the pattern, and she's really pleased. So I hope you like that. So that was another thing that I made for a member of my family. The same daughter, I made a pair of, now I've made these before, so I'm sorry that this is a repeat, but I made her the Hudson Pants, which I don't know if you can see those there. Again, I've made these several times before. Probably after showing you these, I won't show you if I make them again, because I don't want to bore you with making repeats of things all the time. But I had to show you these because the fabric is just so fabulous. I absolutely love it. So this fabric, oh, look at that! Look at those rainbow lips. I just love this. And I made it in a ribbing, did the contrast ribbing, which I just got from Etsy, actually, a store off of Etsy. They had lots and lots of different colours. Again, I'll put pictures in of her wearing them. But this fabric is from Material Girl Laura, and isn't it just so fun? I love it. I love anything with rainbows. So I saw this and just fell in love with it. It's a bit crazy and a bit mad. Obviously, she wears them as pyjamas. I haven't made her a pyjama top because she said, I think a top in the same material might be a bit too much, and I think she might be right. But I've now got loads and loads of this fabric left over, and I'm wondering about making myself an Agnes top in it, but I don't know if it's a bit too wild and wacky for me to wear out like in public. But it's just so nice, and I love the colours, and it's really bright and cheery. Now, something that has come up on one of my previous videos, lots of people have said that you would like it if I shared with you when I make mistakes, or, you know, things that don't always go right. So I will share this with you. I've made this pattern several times, as I've said, and I got a little bit cocky and a bit confident with myself. And I don't know why I did this, but I didn't mark in where the buttonholes were meant to be, and I just kind of did them without checking the pattern. I'm a bit embarrassed to show this, but I'm going to show you because I know you've asked me to do this. So the buttonholes are in the wrong place, and I didn't have any more of this ribbing left. They are way too low, and they're way too far apart from each other. Now, it is a pair of pajama bottoms, so I'm not too worried, but the stitching that goes around the top and the bottom is meant to be much closer together, and that creates a much narrower channel. As you can see, look, can you see where the cord is going a bit wriggly, because it isn't being it isn't being guided by closer stitching. But I had to do it that low because of how ridiculously low I'd done these buttonholes. Now, it doesn't make any difference to it, and I was almost tempted before doing the buttonholes to not put any in at all, but my daughter really wanted the cord. It doesn't bother her, she hasn't even noticed. But regardless of how much you've done a pattern before, it is a really good idea to make sure you follow it step by step, and even if it's just to cast an eye over it and remember, you know, what you're meant to be doing. I don't know what I did, I don't know how that went so wrong, but hey ho, that's what happened. So I'm going to go and get changed and show you the last two things that I've made. I am so excited about both of these things, and I really hope you like them. So here I am with one of the last two makes that I've made, and I'm really excited about sharing this with you. I have said before, I'm part of the Minerva blogger network, and I received this material in exchange for doing a blog post for them. And I've sent it all off, and hopefully it's going to be out around about March time. So keep an eye out for that. And on my Instagram, I'll make sure that I post when it comes out. But I have made the Deer and Doe Sirocco jumpsuit. Now, I'm late to the party, I know that. This has been around for a little while now and people go mad for it. And now I've made it, I can see why. It comes in a long version or the short version. I've made the long version and I've made a couple of alterations to it. Now, the first thing I'll talk to you about is the material. So this is a black Pontoroma, and it is a really nice, thick, heavyweight. I think one of the reasons I haven't made the Sirocco before is, first of all, I wasn't sure if a jumpsuit would really suit me, and then secondly, I was unsure about the material. I've seen it in so many beautiful patterned materials, and that's what I wanted, but I also feel a bit, I think I wear a lot of plain fabric a lot of the time, and so when I put lots of pattern on me, there's been a few dresses that I've made where they've been full of pattern, and I've almost been a bit, oh, I'm not sure, it just feels a bit too much. So when I saw this material, I just knew it was what I wanted to make the Sirocco out of. I know it's black, I know it's plain, I know probably that's really boring, but I've been able to dress it up and do lots of different things with it, and I have to say it's been a complete staple in my wardrobe over the Christmas period. I've worn it to so many things. So I'll quickly stand up and show you, but I will be putting in some photos of me wearing it as well. So as you can see, it is, obviously I can't show you the whole lot because I can't get in the camera, but the photos hopefully will show you. But it has a nipped-in waist, and one of the beauties about this material is, although you have to pull it up and down over your hips, it hasn't seemed to have lost any of its elasticity. It stays really nicely in place. It has these beautiful big pleats, which I know some people have said they're a bit nervous about whether or not that would make them look big, but I think because of the design and the way the waist comes in and the pockets, I just think that it doesn't accentuate anything. If anything, it kind of accentuates the waist. I'm not sure, probably difference of opinion on that, but that's fine. I extended the sleeves because of it being winter. I wanted to have 3/4 length sleeves. And the only other thing that I did, I was unsure about the size or the length of the bodice. When I was measuring up the pattern, I felt like it was going to be too short. So on the shorten and lengthen lines on the pattern, I actually lengthened it by 1 inch. Now, if anything, I think it's possibly made it a little bit too low, a little bit sort of open, but it's Christmas and hopefully it's all right. And yeah, it's a little bit lower than what I would probably wear comfortably. It doesn't come apart, it stays where it is. I made sure I bought underwear that wasn't on show and all that kind of thing. I love wearing this with a big statement necklace. I like wearing it I've got a little red scarf, which again, pictures will go in. I've worn it with the next thing I'm going to show you in a moment, and I've also worn it with a little denim jacket, and I just think it works really, really well because it's so plain. You can put almost anything with it. I cannot recommend this pattern enough. It actually is a really simple make. It is not difficult at all. It's not even that time consuming. It just needs you to be quite precise with the pleats so that they're nice and even. As you can see, the pleats sort of come in line at the top as they do at the bottom. So the top is pleated front and back, top and bottom, and then the back has pleats at the top but darts at the bottom. So I'll show you the back as well. Very difficult to show you black, I understand that, but again, I hope the photos and the video show you a little bit more. I love the pockets. I think they're beautiful and big and just really, really comfortable. It's like wearing pajamas over Christmas. It didn't matter about dinner because, you know, I could just expand in the jumpsuit without having to worry about it being uncomfortable. It's just gorgeous and I absolutely love it, and I hope that the photos and the video that I'm putting on can give it justice and show you that. Like I say, keep an eye out on the Minerva blog because hopefully they'll be coming up soon. But I'm going to put on the next thing that I made, and this is one of the things that I've really gone back and forth with as to whether I like it or not, and I'm now definitely on the I love it fence. But I'll talk to you about it. So I have made my first ever coat, and I made the Lola coat, which is a sew over it pattern. It's got a waterfall sort of front to it, and it has no fastenings. It's just totally open. If I show you the line drawings on the back, as you can see, it comes in either a long version, which has pockets in it, or you can do a cropped version, which has no pockets in it. So I will show you, I'll put it on, but again, I'll try and get some videos and things of it in, so I'll stand up. Now, I bought this material at the Sew Brum event that I went to, and I bought it in a market in the Sew Brum, or in Birmingham, sorry. I don't know what the name of the market was. It was just in the indoor market, and it's, oh, just love this coat. It's a really nice thick sort of wool material. It's actually quite soft on the inside, but a little bit sort of firmer on the outside. As you can see, it's a grey-black check. Now, the process I've gone through with this is I saw Material Girl Laura and Adele from Button and Pip. I saw both of them had these coats, and I've seen lots of pictures of different ones online as well. And I thought, I really want to give it a go. I've got the pattern, I've got no excuse, I could really give it a go. And I fell in love with this material because I just thought, oh, that would look really fab as a coat. Really, 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 and I cannot express enough how much I tried to pattern match this. It was just impossible, because if you pattern matched it in one section, it was out in a different section, and I gave up in the end, but it got it as close as I possibly could, certainly for the front, so that, you know, it just seemed to kind of line up where the different sections were, and maybe at the front a little bit. And obviously down the back, I wanted to get it so that it was pattern matched because there's a join that goes all the way down the back. And just while I'm stood up, just to say, look at those huge big pockets. They're just so fab. I love them. So I gave up with the pattern matching, but kept it as best as I could. And then once I had made it, again, I did that whole, wow, it's a lot of pattern. I don't know if I'm comfortable wearing this. I don't know what to do. Oh my word, is it okay? I've spent all this time. I wasn't too worried about the money that I'd spent on the fabric, because actually the fabric was really, really inexpensive. It was only about £5 a metre, and I bought 4 metres of this. Ideally, I probably should have bought 4.5 metres, but I got this out quite easily. Even with trying to pattern match it, you know, it was fine, but the pattern did say 4.5 metres. But I think sometimes some patterns over exaggerate how much material you need, so I did only buy 4. I just was a bit nervous as to whether or not this was a bit bold and bright for me, and I had made a mistake spending all this time trying to make it. And then I wore it out and got lots of compliments on it, and then didn't wear it for a while, and then wore it again and got lots of compliments again. Then wore it to work, and my lovely colleagues were like, wow, I love your coat, where's that from? I made it. And I've just worn it more and more and more, and I love it. The only drawback to it is that because it is so heavily patterned, I really feel like it only goes with plain items underneath. Now, I generally wear it when I've only got sort of block colours on, and that seems absolutely fine, but I think I would like to make this again because it is such a comfortable coat, and it is really easy to make. Obviously, if I make it in a plain material, it'll be easier to put together as well because of no pattern matching. But I just think that I could then get away with wearing pattern things underneath and something plain. And I also think it would be quite nice with a lighter material. This has been fab for the Christmas and the winter because it's nice and thick. I mean, it is so snuggly. But I just think a lighter weight, something for the spring, would work really, really well. But I am so pleased with it. It's my first attempt at a coat. I will absolutely be making it again, but like I say, in a different texture and a different fabric, and I would recommend it to anybody. So that is all of my makes for part of November and all of December. I shall be putting up a makes video by the end of January as well. I hope that everybody's well. I hope everybody's had a fantastic Christmas, or a Christmas as they would want it to be, and that you're embracing 2020. And I will see you all later. Take care and see you next time. Bye.